Give me a check 1, 2.
Check 1, 2, 1, 2.
What's up, everybody? I am here at Better Bolts in Freedom Coast, and I'm getting something new on my bike today. Thomas, what's happening today? What are we getting?
Yeah, Mark came by. We're going to get them all decked out with our new Freedom Coast Better Bolts collab product, which is brake adapters. So come and show you the whole product line.
Sweet. Let's go check it out.
So when we set out to make this product, brake adapters for various mountain bikes on the market, we were trying to solve an issue. And that issue was that these cast aluminum parts that come stock on your bike when you upgrade brakes or buy new brakes or need to get to the proper rotor size, they're not truly flat. They're a cast aluminum part, and this surface is not flat. So what we were seeing is a lot of bike mechanics take this over to a piece of sandpaper, sand it down, try to get it flat so that when you tighten down your brakes, that window for your pads rubbing on your rotor is minimized. We solved that with CNC machining. And so with our brake adapters, I'll show this one, it's kind of the best example. The last two ops on machining these are machining them dead flat. So this mounts to your frame, then your caliper mounts to this, and it allows for the caliper to sit perfectly flat on the bike, and takes out any wobble or any lateral straightness when cinching down your brakes.
Thomas, I noticed that sometimes when I'm pulling brake out there, I'll get like a rub on it, or if I'm tightening down the caliper, I'll get like a rub on the brake. Is that because it's not quite true flat like this is? Is that one of the issues that it'll solve?
Sometimes it's just where it's adjusted on the frame and where you've tightened it down, but when you've gone to take it out, to take out that rubbing, maybe you've looked over or held a flashlight underneath to try to figure out where it was rubbing, and you've adjusted it back and forth, you've gotten it perfect. When you go to tighten it down again, all of a sudden it's rubbing again. And that's because these aren't perfectly flat, the stock ones. And so when you tighten it down, that last bit, getting it down to torque, it's turning that little bit and it's removing that window for the pad rubbing on the rotor. So we're using blue Loctite, which is always great to use around your entire bike. Just make sure things stay put. This is a brand that we carry on our website called Vibratite. We offer a couple different sizes on the Better Bolts website. What we really like about this thread locker is that it can mix with oils and greases and it still binds. So if you're using a standard like Loctite 242, if you have that on a bolt that's when it's going in, it's touching grease, a lot of times that Loctite just doesn't work anymore. So that's why we're using Vibratite. It's our favorite stuff. It's what's on our workbench. It's what we do all of our assembly with. It's a great product. Yeah. And this applicator makes it really easy. So we're just doing a small drop on the threads of each bolt. This is just going to ensure that everything stays put and that it's really easy to remove when we do pull it back apart. Awesome. So let's get to pulling this bike apart.
Nice. Does it matter which one's the front and which one's the back?
Cool. So oftentimes we get asked which one's the front, which one's the back, which way do they go? And a lot of other brands that make these products, we noticed that there was laser engraving all over the part. It kind of made the part not look great. So we really simplified that system. And what you can see here is our American flag Freedom Coast logo and an arrow pointing up. And our simple instruction is point that arrow towards your handlebars. So take the arrow, it gets mounted against the frame, and the arrow is pointing up towards the handlebars. And when we go to install this in the back, we go, which way does it go? Flag points up, arrow points towards the handlebars. So they'll be mounted like that.
So this install is really quick.
It's super easy, yeah. So now what we're doing is we're just putting this down to the frame. So no more cup cone washers. Everything will just be mounted. And it's like a part you never noticed until it's on there. It really complements the fork.
Yeah, it does. Wow.
Oh, thanks. Really easy. On the install, since we do move where the rotor contacts the caliper, we have to pull some extra cable every once in a while. So on Mark's bike, we'll make sure to pull from here. We'll get a little bit of extra cable out, and then we'll be able to get this into the correct position on the rotor where it's kind of ideal for brake. The main reason why we do this is so that we can run a 4-bolt design instead of a 2-bolt design. So the 2-bolt design relies on a long bolt and a short bolt, and it puts the caliper at an angle. But what happens is the bolts then are not at a perfectly flat angle, and that's why they're so funky cup cone washers that come on there.
Yeah.
So the 4-bolt option really allows us ease of install and ease of straightening your rotor and your caliper, you know, to not rub. Cool. And like I said, if they rub at all, when we get it out of the stand and start to spin it, just these top two you need to mess with. Okay. These are stagnant and these don't need to be moved around.
Okay.
It's just these top ones.
Just the ones attached to the black.
Yep. Cool. Yeah. Install's done. You ready to roll? You know, pop it off the stand, spin the wheel, make sure you're not rubbing. If you are, loosen, move things around, retighten, and there should be a really big window for you to work with, even with these big rotors.
That was the install, folks. That was literally like 5 minutes. Thomas, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it looks really good on the bike. So.
Better Bolts, Freedom Coast, check them out. Get yourself some of these for your bike.
You can buy these on betterbolts.com or on freedomcoast.net. They're available across both websites.
Nice. And man, better get yourself some. Woohoo! We'll see you guys on the next one. Later.